Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm Tarot Oracle and I do the readings. Trina, it has been a hot minute since I've seen you. How are you doing? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. It's always good to have you around. How you been doing? How have you been doing, Pamela and Bartman? Welcome. Bartman, what's going on? Stacy, welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. It's good to see everybody hanging out, being on the show, see what's going on there. Sarah, welcome. How are you doing as well? So we are sort of hanging out here, having some water, waiting for everybody to join, all that good stuff. Pamela, welcome. Thank you for your question. Let's go with the Taurus. You know, the Taurus. Do they have romantic feelings for me? You know, we never know. It is a Taurus. You never know. So let's go to the Tarot Tower and find out if they have some feelings for you by using the Druid craft. CM and Boo Boo, welcome. How are you doing tonight? We got a little bit of the Druid craft action. You know, the Druid craft has been lonely over there in the corner. We need to drag it out and see about the Taurus. Taurus and love for Pamela. Let's see. The Taurus. Does Taurus have any love? Do we have hearts? Do we have some heart action on here? Or is the Taurus just sort of a little bit lukewarm? You know what I mean? A little bit lukewarm. We don't know. We don't know. Trina, yeah. Thank you for being around, Trina. I appreciate your business. Got the little private reading thing going and all that good stuff. All right. Let's see what is going on here. Do they have romantic feelings for you or not? I mean, I think they're on the fence with you. I don't think they're just going to sort of dive in full, both feet ahead. Is that a saying? I'm going to sort of dive in full, you know, they're going to dive into the water. I think they're sort of like dipping a toe into the water. It's almost like a little bit of this person sort of wavers back and forth. I think sometimes they're sort of interested. Sometimes other times they're not interested. So if you're looking sort of any consistency, I think this person doesn't really have it. I think their main focus is somebody else, you know? They just have somebody else that they're mainly focused on. The funny part is that I don't think the other person's interested in them. So you have this weird triangle, right? Do we have this person, the Taurus is interested in this person over here, but this person has no interest in them at all. And meanwhile, you're interested in this person over there, but they don't know it, or they're sort of confused or whatnot. Again, you see this love triangle thing going with everybody failing. You have a lot of failure. You have this person failing to get attention from the other person. You have you failing to get attention from them. It just seems that everybody's failing in this situation. I mean, what can we do though? What can you do? I guess we could just sort of move over there and drop a little bit more of a hint that you like them. That always helps because sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes other people are just sort of oblivious to people liking them. I mean, I've had that situation too. I told the story about going to the singles speed dating thing where I had no idea somebody liked me, and it was like somebody, you know, was interested, and I had no clue. So I left, never saw them again. That way it goes. But you may have to crank up the volume a little bit because I think this person is obsessed with somebody else. And you know what I mean? That is going to be one of those things. Scorpio and Evan, welcome. How you doing tonight? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. It is Monday. Did everybody survive your Monday? It is the beginning of a new year at work. Everybody's all excited. Everybody wants to spend that new work money because all the projects funded and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody's excited. The excited sunshiny day in the reorg. You landed in a good place. Sunshiny. I told you, sunshiny day. I told you. You kept what card was that you kept getting, sunshiny? Every time you asked about it, you kept getting some like rock solid stable card. It was like the 8 of Pentacles or the 10 of Pentacles or something like that. Every time you got it. Samantha, welcome. Addie, welcome as well. How are you doing tonight? The reorganization indeed. I told you. What did I get? Okay. Lori wants to know about a course. Lori is taking a course. She wants to know what in the world is coming from this course. What is going to happen about it? Let's find out by using a course deck. Maybe Maybe a little bit of the Forest Tarot. I mean, the Forest Tarot is where it's at. I'm just saying. Jack, what is going on? It's good to see you as well. Lodanka, hello. Use a little bit of that. A little bit of the green forest, the forest of enchantment. Ooh, it sounds so fancy too. The forest of enchantment. What does the forest say to you about this class? That is sort of an interesting thing. That is an interesting thing. We got the Fool. The Fool definitely represents some fun pieces as we're sort of going in here. Sam, thank you for your donation. So welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. It says that you're on a destination unknown. I think the course has a bunch of interesting things for you, but you're going to have to work at sort of dragging them out. It's almost like the teacher is not really good at sort of presenting some of the stuff. So if you're looking for a lot of good stuff, you're going to have to go in there. You have to manually sort of just drag the information out that you need. Stacy, thank you for your donation as well. So definitely don't just sort of sit and let the instructor or let the sort of where we're going with that just sort of be okay or enough. You want to extract as much as you can out of here. And that's going to be sort of a challenge for you, you know? Addie, thank you for your donation. Addie, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, definitely you need to be the extractor of the course content. I think if you just relax, you just sort of take it as is, you're not going to get as much out of it. And again, I think you sort of regret not being more interactive with that. So definitely be interactive. If it's an online thing, definitely ask the questions when you have an opportunity to ask the questions. Don't pass up that opportunity. But overall, it looks like a pretty good deal. Scorpio, thank you for your donation. Tina, Maria, and Lady, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight? It is going to be a good there. There you go. Uh-oh. Sunshiny day in the Richard. Are we going to do the Richard jokes again? Is it going to be another Richard night? Is it going to be another Richard night? It could be. I mean, maybe we're going into another Richard night. All right. Samantha wants to know about another interview. Samantha is like the literal, like the Wonder Woman of work at this point. Samantha has an interview every hour, I think. Samantha, I don't know what you're doing, but everybody that's asking about getting a job, you need to tell us your secret, because that's bananas. Samantha has an interview like every hour, I think. I mean, how many interviews are you having a day right now? You are just like blowing the barn doors off. Is that a thing? That sounds dirty, but you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Concetta, welcome. How are you doing tonight? You know what I mean. All right. Samantha wants to know about Compass Health. Whatever Samantha's doing, she has more interviews than I've ever gotten in my entire life in the past week. So I'm just saying, she needs to write a book or an article or a blog or something, because, well, anyway, so we're looking at the Compass Health. It sounds interesting. It's got a compass on it. You know what I mean? The tower being reversed. Do you have some sort of a stability with this? If we sort of get in, you do have a bit of a reliability from Compass Health. It's almost like that they have had this position for a while. Somebody else quit or something like that. But basically, I think it's just sort of a position that's old. It's like an old soul of a job. You know what I mean? I mean, this thing is this thing. Trina, that's awesome. Congrats. Hopefully you'll enjoy the cards. Let me know how you like it. But yeah, the Empress says it's a comfort job, something where you can go in and enjoy. It's something that you're going to be able to make some good friends with. You're going to have, enjoying going to work is half the battle. You don't want one of those jobs to where it just feels like you're just grinding every day, the same thing. This is more dynamic. It's more fun. I think it has a lot of stuff going for that. The Queen of Cups as well. I think you make a good emotional impact. You sort of be able to sort of, synchronize with that. That was a really loud S. You can synchronize with particular people in there. They feel that you're going to be good for the job, and they really like sort of your attitude, just how you are, your sort of energy and whatnot. I think they really sort of think that you energize that place. So that's going to be really, really good for you. There you go. All right. I think Trina ordered the waterfall. Yeah. There you go. I think Trina ordered the waterfall, right? The waterfall is out of stock, by the way. It's coming back in June. There you go. Stacy, Sheena and Daniel going to make it through the issue. They are having a knockdown drag out, apparently. Is that what's going on, Stacy? Is that what is going on? I don't know. Let's see what is going to happen there. Sheena and Daniel sound like two superheroes. Sound like Clark Kent and maybe Sheena Easton. I mean, I don't know. Let's use some old reliables. Oh, go with the maybe the This Might Hurt tarot sounds better. This might, because that indeed might hurt. You never know what you're going to get with these knockdown, drag out issues and all of that stuff. Hope she gets the job that she enjoys. Indeed. I hope you do too. All right. Let's see about this. I mean, Sheena and Daniel. What is going to happen with all of that? First off, we got the Two of Wands. I guess that's kind of a mix. Two of Wands, you sort of need a little bit of context with that. Page of Cups, Strength, and Page of Pentacles. I think it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there hovering around. I don't think there's some sort of a Band-Aid or some sort of an undo button. You know what I mean? You can't really control Z the situation and trying to get through the issue, trying to force it. I don't think it's going to really work out well anyway. The Two of Wands says there is a bit of power struggle within that. And until you resolve the power struggle, it's not really going to be there. You know what I mean? Trina, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Use the cutest deck on you. Indeed. What is your question, Trina? Did you want a general or what's going on? Yeah, but the Two of Wands says there is a power struggle. It is about domain. It's about having control over my environment, knowing that I have some sort of ability to get what I need done and all of that, but sort of having the difficulty within the two pages, though. We have the Page of Cups, sort of a little bit of an emotional disconnect, or coming at it from an emotionally immature sort of way and sort of that thing. Austin, welcome. How you doing? Love, there you go. And the Page of Pentacles says that the issue has caused an instability that wasn't really there before. Trying to get that instability back, trying to get everything healed, trying to get everything fixed, band-aided up is going to be sort of a challenge at the end of the day for this particular thing. It's like that we've reverted back to childhood here. We got two pages. We got strength in between them. We need to mature up. We need to grow up. We need to face facts. We need to deal with the issue instead of sort of avoiding it and trying to sort of dodge it. That's just not going to work long term. We come at it in that perspective of, I just want to sort of rush through it. I don't really want to deal with it. Well, it's going to continue to be around, but they're just going to have to take ownership of the issue. They're going to have to grow up with it. They can't stay pages forever. We need to grow into kings and queens and figure it out and just adjust the situation entirely. So there you go. All right, Trina, we'll get you some love. Trina, we already love you, but we will see about love in addition to that. You know what I mean? All right. So, Scorpio, will I be in a situation where I'm getting some snuggles once more? Scorpio, I hope so. I hope so. Everybody needs a little bit, You want to snuggle when it's cold outside. When it's hot outside, you start sweating. It's kind of nasty. When it's cold, it's all right, though. You get the nice snuggling pajamas on, and you know what I mean? And just get everything going on. But summertime, it's just gross. I hate sweaty snuggling, man. That's not my thing. I'm just saying, if I have a pet peeve, it's sweaty snuggling, Just that's what I'm thinking. All right. Let's see about this. Serious relationship. And do I know him already? A little bit of the Seven of Swords would indicate maybe they're coming back. Maybe they're coming back. A little bit of the Ace of Swords. I mean, there you go. Will you be in a serious relationship again? The Fool says, yeah. It's going to be a little bit of an unexpected. It's not going to really be one of the situations where you just have this soulmate come in and, all this other stuff, nor will it be more of a casual thing. I think it's just going to be somebody you bump into, right? We have a little bit of the Fool. So the Fool, as in my new book, by the way, which is coming out January 15th to Kickstarter, the Fool says that we're wandering into situations unknown. We really don't know what to expect with this. And that's sort of why we really don't know the person. So it's going to be somebody that's new. Ace of Swords as well sort of gives a little bit more evidence to that argument as well, as it says we have a new connection, a new situation, sort of the ace being the newness, ace being the initiation of something that we haven't had before, right? We're looking for somebody that's returning. We're looking at a little bit of the Seven of Swords action, maybe a little bit of return movement, or a little bit of a joining of things like the Lovers, which is an established relationship that's sort of a vibing up again, or things like that. But the King of Pentacles says this person is definitely sort of unstable. Is that a word? Unstable, instable. They have a lot of instability in their life. They move around sometimes. They really can't hold a job for like a huge amount of time, but they're just sort of really, really cool and fun and sort of a dynamic personality that does things on the cuff, right? Definitely not a big planning person. They just sort of wing it. They do it similar to the Fool, as where you sort of get in, you feel that you're sort of in that way too. And that's going to be sort of a little fun, a little adventurous time that we can have together. You know what I mean? That is kind of fun there. But yeah, the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Yeah, I have that. The Strength reverse says that it is a little bit of a challenge at first. But again, it's about getting comfortable. Sunshiny Day, thank you for your donation. But yeah, Strength reverse says it's a little bit of a situation where you're going to have to get comfortable with it. It's going to take a little bit of time. You're going to have to sort of warm up, but I think it's going to be a serious relationship. It's going to be somebody that you know for quite some time, actually. But, sometimes it just doesn't work out as far as the love goes, but I think for quite some time it does, and it's sort of an on-off situation even after the sort of that everything sort of fades away. Richard, someone of hey, sunshiny day, I resemble that remark. The Richard spam. Okay, Addie, no question, just because you're the best. Addie, I love you. Addie, you're amazing. And I like your picture too, by the way. You are amazing. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Trina wants to know about love. Speaking of love, we need to get some Trina, a little bit of love over here. Get some Trina, some love action. A little bit of the love action. Like, what is coming for Trina? What is going to happen with all of that? Adriana, thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. Somebody mentioned the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Let's do a Heaven and Earth Tarot action up in here and get all that stuff done. I love me some Heaven and Earth Tarot. You know what I mean? I love me some Heaven and Earth Tarot. I'm just saying, sunshiny day, before you write off all the Richards, you haven't tried me yet. I'm just pointing this out. I'm just stating the obvious here. All right. Let's see a bit of the love action, a little bit of the Heaven and Earth Tarot. By the way, you can get this off Amazon if you're interested in it. I know somebody asked about it. So, there you go. Amazon is where it is at. All right. Love action. So that a little bit of the Wheel of Fortune. Speaking of people coming back from the past, you got a little bit of that action going on there. You know what I mean? A little bit of the earth power for the greediness of the little bit of that for. Then you have the Temperance, where we're sort of mixing things together. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which sort of indicates as somebody from the past. In other words, I think somebody from the past is coming back. Now, is this somebody that you really want to deal with or not? I think that things have changed. Bottom line. And this is sort of going to be a weird reading. So hang on to, just hang on to something. This is somebody from your past that didn't really work out. In fact, didn't work out very well. And I think that things have changed. I think this person has grown up. I think they have a different outlook. They have a different perspective. I think they have sort of had a little bit of the school of hard knocks as they sort of grown a bit, and it's sort of the outlook on life, how they treat things, how they treat other people and whatnot. I think they treat other people quite well now. They've really sort of grown into a better person. They've really matured. I think they've spent a lot of time working on themselves as well. It just feels like that this person has dedicated themselves to just being a better human being. And I think that this is sort of going to come back and you're going to remember the old school. You're going to be like, oh man, why do I have to deal with this person again? Give them another chance. Give them another chance. I think the Wheel of Fortune means cycles card. What comes around goes around, and they're indeed coming back in to come around, go around, no pun intended. Austin, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. And get a lot of excitement out of this because this person, again, has grown, has matured a lot. And I think you're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles, where you're looking for something substantial, but you're really hesitant about it. I think you've been burned enough to where you're very hesitant about sort of who you want to let in at this point. I think you have this external picture that you show the world that is a little bit different from the sort of the private picture that you have of the world, right? Christina, thank you for joining. How are you doing tonight? But I think overall, I think you're going to be able to trust this person a little more. Again, give them a bit of a chance before writing them off. That's basically all I'm saying. So love action, there you go. Sort of a little bit of the love action there. And there you go. Paula, welcome. How are you doing, Paula? All right. Austin, thank you again. Sunshiny day. You're dating. It's full of Richards, full of dicks. It's full of Richard. A nickname for Richard is Dick, by the way, in case you're not aware. Because I mean,
everybody loves the D.
So Sunshiny day is full of the Richards. I mean, haven't tried me, but I'm just saying. All right, Richards. Or no? Is there somebody other than a Richard that Sunshiny Day can get a hold of and squeeze and just enjoy? You know what I mean? Stroke and squeeze the Richard and do that. I think that we can get a little bit of that modern love tarot and do all of that stuff. So I mean, I'm just saying, modern love tarot, the tale of the Richards. See how that is going to go. See if the Richards are going to clean up. Because, as long as you got a good hold on the Richard, everything works out at the end. You just got to get a good hold on the Richard. You know what I mean? Snuggle them, squeeze them. That's just the way it goes. Anyway, Richards or no, there's someone worthwhile out there. The star says yes. Actually, I think the star is interesting. So if you're looking at a soulmate situation, a soulmate reading, like I talked in my book, the star is sort of like a warm-up. You know what I mean? It's like the 3-course, 4-course meal, and you get the first course, and it's just delicious. And the rest of the food coming out is going to be divine. I think that's where you're at. I think that is where you're at. I think the next Richard or not Richard or whatever, it says that the star says into the 10 of Pentacles, into the Chariot, into the Tower. I think you're in for your physical soulmate. I don't do soulmates often. You don't hear the S word come out of my mouth hardly at all. I'm telling you, your soulmate is on the way. Bottom line. A guy sent me, if he did his paintings that he does with nail polish. How do you deal with the smell? How do you deal with the smell? That's like alcohol. Nasty. Okay. Anyway, so I think you're in for a physical soulmate. And you can watch my videos on soulmates. Watch them to see the rules on physical soulmate. The star into the 10 pentacles. Be somebody that's sort of interesting that definitely brings a little bit of the spice, but they also bring a lot of stability as well. Look at that. Sunflower has it all queued up. There you go. But yeah, the 10 of Pentacles, this is somebody that you can really get into. Now, The physical soulmate, why I say physical versus emotional, mental, etc., is because of the tower. The physical soulmate does bring in the drama. It does bring in the drama. It's a little bit like a booming voice from the sky comes down and definitely says, how things are going to go. The Chariot means I think you're just going to sort of fall for this particular person. So hang in there. And I think that you're in for that. I think it's an earth sign. I think the earth sign is sort of where you're at. You have sort of this stable life to where everything is comfortable and everything is kind of predictable. I think you need a boot in the ass to sort of get out of that a little bit and have some adventure. I think this person brings it. I think they bring it in spades. And that's what you need. That's what you need. Sunshiny Day needs a little bit of the boot in the ass. Get going. Get some adventure in your life. Get some fun. Have some wild things happen. You have no idea what the hell's going to happen with this thing. That's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. So there you go. All right. Again, an earth sign, an earth sign. I think that's going to be where you need to be. Earth signs normally don't bring in the drama, but I think this particular one is quite complex. So bring it indeed. Sunshiny Day needs a little bit of the boot. How does Chris, the Libra, feel about me? I'm an Aries. Adriana, let's see how Chris feels about you. All right. AG. Chris the Libra. Chris the Libra, does Chris like you? Does Chris like you? Does Chris want to hang out with you? A little bit of snuggling action. Could be. We did Tarot the Divine. We have not done the Mons Tarot. MBC, welcome. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, Christina knows what's up. Christina says, just get on that and ride it out, if you know what I mean, and have some fun. Physical soulmate is indeed physical. Okay. It is also more of the traditional soulmate. When you think about soulmate, you think about the physical soulmate, but the physical soulmate does have a price to pay at the very end, but it's part of the video. By the way, this is also included in the book. Every video on this frickin' channel is in this book. It's going to be huge. The book is going to be overwhelmingly large. I'll tell you that now. I went and weighed it. It's going to weigh over 2 pounds. You're going to be like holding a weight. I mean, you could probably work out with this book when I'm done with it. Right. So we're going in with Chris the Libra, Hierophant, King of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. I mean, we have some possibilities here, but Chris the Libra doesn't really, this is kind of a broad statement, but it's almost like they don't know you exist. I mean, it doesn't seem like that you're just sort of prevalent on their mind, or they're in a situation where they just constantly think about you, or they're staring at your Instagram and drooling or doing other things. I just don't think that the Chris the Libra feeling seems to be a little bit lackluster as far as that goes. It starts with the Four of Swords, which is sort of the relaxed card. A little bit of the Zen moment here, but at the end of the day, that points to a delay, like things going rather slowly or things developing slowly. It's kind of a slow roll. You know what I mean? The snowball going down the hill. Our Dunka, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. And the Hierophant says that they're a little bit serious about when they do things. They're a little bit too serious. They take things a little bit too seriously. They're a little bit too over analytical many times. Bethany, welcome. How you doing? Bethany, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. And the King of Cups is also, they're a bit zen. The King of Cups is Gandhi, basically, if you watch my video series. The King of Cups is a little bit zen, a little bit Gandhi. We have a little bit of a zen with the Four of Swords. It just feels like this person is in their own thing, doing their own thing. They're way, way too far into their head for their own good at a lot of different times. The Ten of Pentacles, I think that works for them. But as far as, feeling about you, again, it seems like they got their own thing. They got their own thing going. A little bit lackluster on Cups. I just don't see, the King of Cups, I really wish I had a Two of Cups. That would have been much better. Lovers would have been great. I mean, we do have the Ten of Pentacles, which does point to happy family and whatnot, but in the context of everything else, just sort of this zen, this lackluster, this I'm stuck in my head feeling, it just doesn't feel that works. Christina, thank you for your donation. Are Virgos compatible with Scorpios? I don't know. Let's find out. All right. See, by the way, somebody complained that the big square in the middle here was interfering with the readings, which normally I would kind of say not really, but because we have so many so often, it actually does. So I agreed with that person and all of that stuff. All right, spirit reading, please. Austin, thank you for your donation. Let's get a little bit of Austin. Spirit reading going. Spiritual readings. And see how that goes. All right. Oh, let's get some action going here. A little action going here. Everybody and their dog, their mother, and their grandmother is going to ask me what deck this is. So let's go ahead and put it out here. This is the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. And why is my camera so dark? There we go. Elemental Wisdom Tarot. It is expensive, but so much worth. It's one of those, you got to spoil yourself. You have to spoil yourself. You know what I mean? And I did. I got me one of these. By the way, guess how much money I spent on tarot? I'm doing my taxes. Guess how much money I spent on tarot in 2020? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. How much money did T.O. spend on tarot stuff in 2020? Take a wild guess. All right. 10 of coins. It says that you are on, hello B, thank you for your donation. It says that you are on the spiritual path that you need to be on. Ace of coins, a 10 of coins, but you need to start over. What does that really mean? It means you reach the end of a cycle. You've reached the end of sort of a stage in where you want to go, where you're reaching, where you want to walk. You've reached the end of this particular path, and now it's time to hop onto the next path. Sunshiny Day guessed it exactly. Sunshiny Day guessed it exactly, actually. Sunshiny Day, you must be psychic. Sunshiny Day, I told you, you've given up on the Richard Sunshiny Day. I'm just telling you. Sunshiny Day is correct. Correct. Christina needs to remove a 0. You've come to the end of a path. You need to abandon some things on the end of that path. You need to recognize it's the end of that path and begin the path 2. The path 2 is where that you've grown into a different person, a different level of seriousness, a different level of continuity with what you're doing. And it's time to hop the train tracks to the next one and pick up where you left off and go into the next adventure. The Tower says this next adventure will be a little bit more challenging than the first one. You do have the Tower. I think some of the structural things that you rely on spiritually are not really going to be there. Or they're going to be not as stable as what you expected. So definitely sort of hang on to the guardrails as you sort of go down this path. Judgment says you are into a better beginning, a new beginning as far as this goes. And I think you're sort of blossoming into a stage where you're going to be very, very happy with where you're at, basically, at the end of this year type thing. If you continue working on it, if you continue sort of the path of reading, learning, picking up things, watching videos, watching other people, and all that stuff. I think you're on the right track, and you are going to be in a very good position very soon. MBC, school, stay, or quit. Let's see about that. See about school. All right. And now, obviously, this is entertainment purposes only, but I do want to do a throwdown for this. So let's go.
Time for a tarot throwdown.
For the throwdowns. Let's go for the throwdowns. There you go. All right. All right. A little bit of a throwdown. We're going to stay in school here. And damn, that's looking good. We're going to quit. Oh my God, that's looking terrible. We're going to quit. Do you have a, Kristen, thank you for your donation. Do you have somebody that you're chasing? Do you have somebody that you're chasing? It's like you're chasing a love or something. It's like you're chasing some love. You're chasing somebody that you're thinking about quitting because you're chasing something or you're chasing somebody. You know what I mean? Staying in school is just amazing. Let's bottom line, staying in school is amazing. This wins by far. Geez, we have 60 people watching. Welcome the 60 people. If you have not hit that like and subscribe button, I'm just saying, this is a place to be. I have 1,200 freaking videos. I have free tarot courses. I don't charge you a thing for the tarot courses. They're free. If you like those free things, and I know you do, hit that like button. Let me know that you like it. I appreciate you. I mean, staying in school just rocks. We have the action. We have the blossoming of sort of where we want to be. We have the end state of sort of where you want to be with this. Seems like we've started it. We need to sort of stick with it type thing. Then we have the success, the Lord of Victory at the end. You can't really go wrong with the Lord of Victory. And then, so staying in school rocks. And then we have the real situation, don't we, NBC? NBC, we have the real situation, which seems to be that there's something else that's sort of drawing you away. Love is stable, but something else is sort of drawing you away from school. Being away from school, we have sort of the poison pill, where it feels like that you have regret. It feels like that there's something else that you get into that you don't enjoy much. The Lovers into the Devil feels like the combination of things that you get into after not going to school ends up being something that you don't enjoy, and you end up in a path that you kind of want to go back at some point later. But basically, that's it. Yeah, basically, that's it. Quitting brings you into the Poison card, which basically introduces emotional poison into the Lovers, into the Devil. It almost seems like that there's something negative emotionally as you quit that you could have avoided had you stayed. Bottom line, that's basically it. Okay. Our Danka, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Let me know if I butchered that. New opportunities. I got you, Kristen. Let me know if I butchered that. I'm not really sure how to say your name, and I did give it a shot, but, let me know. What do you see coming for me this year? Let's see about that. Hopefully something good, you know what I mean? That's all you really want in life, is something good this year. Our Donka, coming to me this year. A good this year deck is going to be the Golden. Man, I love the Golden. The Golden Wheel. I avoided buying this for so long because what they did is they oversaturated the decks. They oversaturated the images on Amazon. Somebody went in with a video editor, went in with Photoshop, and they oversaturated everything. And it ended up making it look really weird and fake. I didn't like it. But then I get it in person after everybody recommended it. And man, I'm happy with it. I am so happy with this thing. Anyway, what is coming from this year? You're going to run into a situation you're not prepared for. That's for sure. Running into a situation that you're not quite prepared for. The Magician reversed says that almost like you need a little bit more knowledge before you get into the situation. The Tower upside down says, I think you can wing it, though. I think you can sort of energize it as you go, figure it out as you go. But man, it sure would have been helpful if you had studied something, if you had learned something, if you had picked up a little more preparation before you walked into the deal. I think you're going to understand what this deal is definitely at the end of March. It's just going to be fully blossomed by the end of March. You don't want to get into a situation where you're unprepared for it. Bottom line, be prepared for it. You'll see it coming from a long way away. I don't think you're going to want to accept it, but you will see it coming from a long way away. That's sort of where your March, April-ish time frame sort of is spent with this. Five of Cups says that there is a bit of disappointment that can be dodged. Almost like in a relationship or friendship, family, something like that. You have a situation where you can't really get out of it. It feels like you're stuck in something. Somebody has some expectations for you. Somebody has some things they're trying to get done. Somebody has some things that they're trying to sort of get you to do, basically, sort of as either love or, again, a commitment type thing. I think you dodged the bullet on that. It's not going to be that bad of a deal, but you do have to treat that lightly. In other words, don't hurt people's feelings. I don't think you hurt people's feelings in general, but when they back you into a corner, I think you come out fighting. I think this is sort of one of those situations. So definitely don't come out fighting in the situation. Come out easy, let them down easy, sort of treat this very gingerly, because the person will be a big asset to you at a later date. Glitter Gold, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. And lastly, King of Wands says at the end of the year, you do have some action, adventure, a little bit of, some fun things coming up. I think you end up getting out on a trip almost with some people, go out on a little journey with some people, maybe a little vacation or whatnot. I think, COVID's kind of relaxed by then. You're trying to get out. You're ready to get out. You're ready to go someplace. I think it's more of a fun way, more of a time for action and adventure as you reach sort of the end of the year action there. There you go. All right. Christina wants to know if Virgo's compatible with Scorpios. All right. Let's see about that. Virgos and Scorpios. That sounds like a horror movie. Virgos and Scorpios. Let's do a general read for that with the bonfire. We'll do with a thought. Let's go with the full thought, because you never know what you're going to get on this one. You can hear my video game streaming running in the other room. Luckily, I'm pretty far away from that, so I don't have to deal with that. But you still hear it a little bit. Virgos and Scorpios. Look at that. Look at that. All right. All right. You need a Virgo. You need a Virgo that won't put up with your crap. I mean, this is how it is. All right. We need a Virgo that won't put up with your crap. I think that if you get a standard, okay, now I'm not insulting you Virgos. I'm just saying now, I think a standard Virgo or a little bit of a lightweight Virgo, you're going to run over them, basically. You need a Virgo that will not put up with your crap, because I think you're going to end up dishing it out a little bit. I'm just saying. I think you're going to end up, the Scorpio is going to end up dishing out a little bit of that crap. And the Virgo has two choices to make. They're going to put up with it, or they're not going to put up with it at all. And you're going to have to get one that's going to push back, because if you don't, you're just going to run over them like a freight train. So you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to have a strong Virgo, number one. Number two, I think a Virgo enhances a Scorpio, because the Virgo is able to sort of chill out a little bit of some of the wildness that comes with the average Scorpio. Scorpios are definitely wild. Not as wild as, let's say, an Aquarius, but they're definitely on the wild side. You need one that's going to be able to not only keep up, but be able to sort of chill that out a little bit too. You know what I mean? So you have that mutual thing. I think that's one of the benefits of the two sides. You have a little bit of a contradictory aspect to them, but they balance each other out. Because you don't want someone on the wild side and someone else on the wild side. You're just going to go bat crazy everywhere. You want a little bit of a pushback back and forth. You know what I mean? And if you have that, then everything sort of works out. Everything sort of evens out. And that way you can sort of enhance each other. So the Scorpio is going to pick the Virgo up and drag them out. Go have some fun. And the Virgo is going to chill the Scorpio out a little bit when they get out of control. I think it's a good match. It's a good match overall. Overall, you do have the Lord of Victory in here, and strength. Strength means that we have the competing sides, just like the Paula Abdul song, Opposites Attract. We have a little bit of the competing sides that benefit each other. You don't want competing sides where you're just fighting all the time, like maybe a Virgo and an Aries or something. You do want something that's going to be a little bit mutually beneficial to each other. And I think if Virgo and Scorpio pick that up. Just make sure that you don't get a weak Virgo, or that's going to be a bad situation. It's not going to last very long at all. And if we have a Scorpio, make sure that you don't get a Scorpio that is unreachable, because Scorpios sometimes just become unreachable. They're just too far out there. And if they're unreachable, if they're out of control, you don't want a Scorpio that's out of control. You want a Scorpio that has a level of control, a level of command to themselves, and is able to sort of, lower the volume, lower the intensity when they need to. There you go. Virgo perfection. Indeed. Indeed. Virgo stuck in their head. That's not a good Virgo. You want a Virgo that's out of their head. Hello, B. Love reading is Bella and Daniel. Hello, B. Let's check that out. HB, I and D, because everybody loves the D. Let's see how that goes. What haven't we used? Oh, we haven't used this one. Let's go with this one and draw it out. Scorpio deep. Indeed. You have a lot of different types of Scorpio. You gotta find one that is in control. Because if they're just out of control and all over the place, it's not going to be good for anybody. Let's see how that goes. With I and D. I and D look like they're a little bit, not much. I mean, we have the King of Cups creeps in again. Modern Muse Tarot, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. We have the King of Cups creeping in again. We have the Two of Pentacles. I think that these two people are definitely at a precipice where they need to make a choice. I think they have a lot of different things, a lot of different options that they can sort of choose from at this point. But one of the main things here is they have to work towards tomorrow, because if they just do what makes them happy today, what makes them happy today, then it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I think they have such varied interests. They have such differences in between them that they have to work for tomorrow rather than sort of just, doing what feels good today. Definitely sort of gratification, a little bit delayed on that. The Queen of Swords is interesting because it is Corella de Vil. It does bring in an element of danger or an element of meanness sometimes, or a little bit too much honesty, and the honesty is not exactly productive. The relationship does need to be more productive and things like that as well. So overall, I mean, we have compatibility here, but it needs to be a slow roll compatibility. We need to be focused on each other, and we need to work for tomorrow. The Seven of Pentacles, planting the seeds that are going to sprout tomorrow and going to be a good thing. Making emotional connections rather than demands, and making the choices that need to be made. A lot of times, if choices are not made, if we just leave things sitting out there, that's not going to be beneficial to anybody. We need to make the choices and go through with them and be like that. All right, we'll do a one carder here for Kristen. Wanted to know Kristen, what did you want to know? Kristen said what they wanted to know. Now I got to scroll up and find it. Phone ringing all day. I got that. Will it be new opportunities? Let's see. Do a single new opportunities for you. High Priestess, it says there's opportunities about. There's opportunities hovering about, but you need to be prepared for them. I don't think that it'll just fall in your lap. See, Monty, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. I don't think the opportunities are going to be falling into your lap. You need to chase them. So if you're looking for opportunities, I think they are around. I think they will be around. I think they will be hovering around, but you need to reach out and grab them. Do a Samantha. Do a Samantha and just like conquer everything. Do a Samantha and just like conquer everything. Samantha doesn't wait for those opportunities. Samantha goes out there. Is Samantha still in chat? Samantha is like the freight train of interviews and jobs. Like Samantha's probably going to be making $1 million by the end of next year. Just do one of those. Be like Samantha. The High Priestess says that you need to reach out and get those opportunities. And that is going to be your key as far as going forward with all of that. All right. I think Samantha bailed a long time ago. Will H and O have a long-term relationship? Ooh, glitter. Let's see about that. GG, H and O, love. See, that is going to go by using the Poe. We got a little Poe action tonight. I do love me some Poe. I mean, I don't literally love Poe, but you know what I'm saying. Money coming from Capricorn. Frida, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight? Let's see about how that is going to go with H&O love. Judgment, Chariot, and Page of Pentacles. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. We have a lot of promise, right? Judgment, sort of the rebirth, the reincarnation for this thing. It's going to be an off-on relationship at the end of the day. I don't think you're looking at something that's just entirely like super, super stable with a long-term relationship per se. The Chariot with the movement, right? A lot of movement. You really don't want to see that and all that. Sunflower, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. And the Page of Pentacles says the stability is going to be a little bit wavering or maybe not just rock solid. If you're looking for like this huge foundation where everything is going to be just fantastic, yeah, it's a little bit shaky. It looks more like an on-off thing. On-off thing is still going to be pretty good. I think it's still a lot of good love, a lot of good passion with this, but on-off looks a little bit better in this particular situation than like a huge long-term relationship. You know, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, am I willing to put up with this person for long, long hours of the day? If that answers no, then we got a problem. C. Monty, woman by divorce and house refinance. Free up. All right. C. Monty, love and house. Let's see about that. You would like what? The Poe? Yeah, the Poe's not bad. All right. Oh, let's do a little bit of this one. See how that is going. Got a divorce and a house refi. You know, that's a lot of stuff at the same time. That is a lot of stress. That is a lot of stress indeed. I mean, let's see. Looking for things to be wrapping up. You have somebody else that doesn't want to wrap it up. So your divorce is a messy one, it looks like. We got the Queen of Swords, which is Corella DeVille. That's a little bit of a negative aspect in there. Then we have the worry card right after that. I mean, I think you have some negative things to go. You know what I mean? You have some negative things still happening. You have some negative things to go. It's like things are going to be wrapped up, but you're going to have to go through a little bit more stress, you know? I mean, you see the stress right here, a lot of stress. Indeed, you see the stress right here and all that. The Fool says you're going to come out of it unscathed. I think you're going to be okay as far as that goes, but it is a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on you, and you're going to have to find a way to deal with that other than pulling your hair out. You know what I mean? So find a way to deal with this. Figure out how this is going to be, because I think that's going to be important to you in the long run, is to come out of it okay. You definitely don't want to just freak out, be pulling your hair out the entire time. You definitely need to find a way to sort of stress management, figure out how to do it, all of that stuff. But if you're looking to wrap up, you have more stress to go before that does wrap up. I do see that wrapping up, I would say, in 3 to 4 months. So you can look for that. But yeah, it's going to sort of be dragged out a little bit. So there you go. What deck is this? Where's the book? Oh no, I put it up. Oh no, I put it up. Christine, I'll send you a picture after the stream of the deck. Anyway. Or somebody else in chat probably knows it. It's the one that came out recently. I'll send you a picture. All right, and Frida, by the way, we're wrapping up soon. Frida, Sunflower gave a host to Frida for the good old readings tonight. And let's see what we got to say for Frida here. Is money coming for the Capricorn? Well, Capricorns are usually pretty good at cranking out that cash, I got to say. Capricorns don't wait around for the cash. They get the cash. All right, let's do my tarot once again, because you can't really have enough waterfall tarot. You know what I mean? What is happening with my phone? Who's this? Oh, okay. All right. I'm getting messages. I'm redoing some floors over here. I'm getting messages. So there you go. All right, Frida. More cash. That's right. My martial arts teacher used to say there's only one thing better than money, and that's more money. That was a weird dude too, man. He used to go to my martial arts teacher. You hear about martial arts teachers and you're like, I wonder if they're good or not. This one used to like go to bars and pick fights to try out new techniques. Dude was crazy. Anyway, is money coming for the Capricorn? No, it doesn't look good. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. It just doesn't look good. It's sort of a negative reading here. If you're looking for money coming in, it looks like we have a bit of a stint with the money there. The Ten of Swords has a cutting action for that. It looks like there is a bit of challenge getting money at the moment. It seems that they're sort of trying to dig out of a hole, literally dig out of a hole, and it seems like the money is just not flowing as well as it should be. They are looking for money. I think they are looking for more opportunities. I think the opportunities are going to be where it's at. Again, a Capricorn waiting for money is not going to be a Capricorn that gets the money. I think the Capricorn needs to use their instincts and use their imagination and use their good ideas that are constantly flowing through their head and just go forth and try some of these things out and see if that works out. Because you have a lot of Capricorns that are just owning their own business. They're just rocking and rolling, and they're just unstoppable once they start implementing these ideas. Because, a Capricorn is nothing but ideas. So, there you go. The Three of Wands is definitely use your innovation and imagination and sort of be a little bit out of the box as far as money is concerned. And that's sort of emphasized by the Hanged Man. Look out of the box. Look at things differently, a different perspective is going to be important here while you're looking. Don't just look standard things, right? Don't just be like, okay, I need to do this thing and then I need to do that thing. And if I do this thing and that thing, that's always worked. I don't think that's going to work in the long run. I think you have to sort of innovate and invent. The King of Swords says definitely take charge, take action, and take command. If you just sort of let things happen, it's not going to be there. If you get that Capricorn's imagination going, you get the Capricorn's excitement, their energy that is just natural to all Capricorns, and let them go and go forth. That is going to be a much better solution. Because today is all about innovative money. You people on Twitch making a lot of money streaming video games. You got people reading tarot that are making money from donations. It's all sorts of interesting ways to make money that are not the usual ways. Like I tell my parents that I'm reading tarot and they're like, and they're like, well, that's nice. Why don't you do something, why don't you do something more normal? This is normal. All right. Cancer X moving towards reconciliation. Empress of Love, thank you so much for your donation. Let's check that out. EOL. Cancer and Love. Check that out. They're moving towards you. Get up a little bit of reconciliation. Put a Band-Aid on that relationship and get some snuggles while the cold weather's out. Let's see about it. Oh, what I want to do here is sort of lay down what we're going to do for reconciliation if it's entirely possible. First of all, if there's a delay, the Four of Swords, my rules about the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords says there's a delay. If you're looking for this to be immediate, if you're looking for this to be soon, definitely not. I don't think that I think you knew that it's not going to be soon before I even started the reading. So it's not going to be soon. There's going to be a delay. The Nine of Cups says that the final action, the getting together is going to be a little bit challenged at the moment, right? The Four of Wands, the home card being reversed, says being comfortable, being in a relationship, being back in there is a little bit too fresh on the mind. We really sort of want to move past that and things like that. That's going to be pretty important for that. The Foolish Man basically says don't go forth yet. It is the Fool. It is reversed. Don't go forth yet. We want to hold back a little bit from this. And I know it's burning. Not the okay, a bad joke. That it's burning. Dr. Mystical, I need to talk to you after the reading. I'll email you, Dr. Mystical. The foolish man says, don't go forth. We have the delay. We have the fool reversed. We have the home card, happy home card reversed. Now's not the time. I mean, Empress, you're going to need to give it a little more time. A little more time. There you go. Colorize the Hermetic Tarot. The confusing part about this is the Golden Dawn is such a big component of color. Like a big component of color. Why this doesn't have color in it is beyond me. I really don't understand that part, but I agree with you. And we are out of here. We are here every night, so join me tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You got me in the mood. It feels like I'm about to get screwed. My heart is easily misled. They say once you get older, you regret. Head in the clouds, give me time. What is the harm? There's no crime.